So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the homestead. Today's a day off for me, but I'm going to drop off this little extra bonus. You're getting extra credit. An extra credit video for you today. I'm actually, we've done all of our chores today, and we're taking Nana out for dinner tonight. We're going to have some fun with Nana tonight. We're going to treat Nana. Be taking Mama and Nana out, y'all. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're getting wild here in the East Tennessee area. But here's something that I want to drop off for you, okay? And I'm thinking about this every single day, and I know a lot of you out there, especially you ladies, there is so much going on, and things are happening so fast. I heard the term today, a quickening, and I think that that's probably the best way to describe all the things that are going on. It's to the point where you almost can't keep up with everything. And I know on my end, it is very hard for me to, in order for me to bring to you all the things that I think about or see or talk about with James or have concerns about every single day, I would probably be putting up 5 to 10 videos a day. I can't do that. Okay? It's not that I wouldn't want to, but I'd have to drop everything else that I'm doing, and that's just not feasible for me. So if my mind and my schedule is working like that, then I know that's the same deal with you guys out there. It's hard to keep up with everything. Everything is moving so fast. So how I pull myself back and how I keep my sanity in all of this is by this method alone. Now, before I continue on, I want to take just a quick second here, and I want to thank Jeremiah Babe, and if you guys aren't watching, JB and his channel, you really, really should go and check his channel out. I have mentioned him several times before, and he's given me some shout outs before. I really enjoy listening to his input on everything. He does a very good job on covering what's happening pretty much daily, and has a very just strong head-on approach as far as like what we're trying to do here, and a lot of other great people that you may watch, and just saying here's the overwhelming stuff, and then here are the facts, and then here's what we need to talk about, here's what we need to do. So be sure to check his channel out, and I want to thank you, sir, for all the kind words that you said about me and my channel. We really appreciate it. Way out here on the other side of the country, and yes, I'm not your mama, JB, but you got to get out of California. Just want to say that one more time. I know you know that, so I don't need to tell you, but we all sit back and watch and go, oh, Lord, get him out. Get out! But he's going to make the right financial decision when it's time. And that's really what all of this that we're talking about is kind of wrapping around to. So here's what I'm saying. I realize as a busy mom, a busy wife, as now we're getting into gardening season and farming and having lots of goat babies, which means I'll be milking all kinds of critters. When you get into and you're consumed with work and all of these things that you're doing, the normal stuff is overwhelming as it is, and then you throw in everything that's going on economically and politically and everything that's going on in the country and globally. It's overwhelming. So this is my trick. This is what I'm going to tell you. You have got to get out of the system as much as physically possible. That is how you regain your sanity and your life. What do I mean by that? I'm trying to really simplify this on this video because, again, a lot of people just don't have the ability to sit and listen to a 30-minute video, which they probably should listen to if it literally goes over everything that you should be doing right now. Most people don't have that attention span. So that's not a slam. I'm just telling you based upon what I see as far as people. We're going to try to keep this short and sweet. It's simple, stupid, as we say. Ladies, gentlemen, guys, you've got to get yourself out of the system as much as possible. There's obvious ways that there are many obvious things to that. Obviously, becoming your own central bank as much as possible. However you need to do that is probably the most important thing that you need to be doing right now. Am I telling you to go run on the bank and pull everything today? No, but I think you better be making moves to ensure that you have ways of having cash in an emergency. If you have the ability to Get any gold and or silver. I think a lot of these people that are financial advisors that are telling you these things, I really do believe that their advice is solid. You may not agree with that. That's up to you. But you do with that however you wish financially. But you need to make sure at a minimum that you can operate during a time period of an emergency regardless of what happens, okay? So you do the homework on that. You talk to your spouse. You dig on what you can and cannot do. A lot of you out there are beyond me on this. I realize that. So we're just covering our basis. And mainly, I like to make sure that all the new faces that I'm gaining every single day, and thank you for being here, I want to make sure that you hear that from somebody in your life. Your mama would tell you, yes, you probably should have a mason jar of some type of means buried somewhere out there in your mater garden, right? That is what grandma did. This is what we're getting to. Mama and Papa, especially when they were slapped back really hard during the Great Depression, they figured out that they really can't trust the system. They don't trust the banks, they don't trust the government, and they don't trust basically anyone around them, okay? Pretty much themselves and God. I'm sorry to say that is the world that you live in, because see, a lot of people still want to feel like they live in Xanadu, and Xanadu is long gone, okay? These are the hard lessons that our grandparents went through and that we should learn by. Now, this morning I was cooking. Now, I know, listen, we've done videos on this before, okay? So this isn't new to this channel or to a lot of you good old followers out there. I know you don't want to hear this, but you're about to be on the biggest diet plan that you've ever been on in your life. By default. Because the fact of the matter is, and I'm very sorry to say this, but food is getting so expensive for a lot of people. You find that U.S. citizens now are skipping meals. You're finding out that over half of the working population is literally living paycheck to paycheck. Now, a lot of these situations might have been brought on by bad decisions. I get that. I understand that. Okay, we're not here to judge anybody. But we want everybody to eat. And going forward, things are going to continue to get tighter and tighter, because no matter what lie they tell you, guys, inflation is not going to be something that you're going to be able to deal with as the pinch continues. That's for all of us, me, you, everybody included on this. So this is what I'm saying. Getting yourself out of the mindset, as I call it, getting out of the system, is going to prepare you for it. All of these things as they continue to hit you. And all of these things that you say, I can't do that, I don't want to do that, you better do it. I'm going to talk to you like I would my young adult children. You better do it. And 6 months to a year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I don't expect you to thank me, but I know that you will. Because the discipline that you put on yourself now is going to absolutely be your survival mode. So here's what I'm saying. So for example, this morning, I made up a little quiche for us to eat for breakfast and lunch, right? It was delicious, by the way. Oh, so good. I didn't use a pound of sausage. No. I literally took a pound of sausage, I cooked it up, and I divided it into thirds. I didn't even do halves. And I put mushrooms in it, and then later I put spinach in it. It was so good. But my point is I literally divided it up into threes, so I can use it for 3 different cooking portions, 3 different meals, 3 different ways. I'm going to be doing it even hardcore, more than what I'm even telling you to do, is to be rationing. I know that over the last year to 18 months, I have made several videos talking about rationing. That sounds like such a horrible word, but that is where we are. You're gaining wisdom here, because when you start rationing yourself, some of you are big into intermittent fasting. Obviously, that is something that you can consider. Look at it in a positive way. Look at it as stretching meals. Look at it as saving money. Look at it as elongating what you have. So if you choose to ration your foods as much as possible. Now, I'm not saying to not eat, and I am definitely telling you that if you have health problems or health concerns and there are things that you cannot do, don't do it, okay? Don't be silly here and make yourself sick. I'm not telling you to do that, but I am saying we do have a tendency to overeat in this country. We do have a tendency to probably cook more than we need. We have a tendency to have a lot of leftovers. However you can make it work better for you in terms of saving, rationing, or stretching, do so, okay? Stretching your leftovers, portioning things out, dividing things up. Do you really need 3 sides with the ham tonight? No, maybe 1 will do, or maybe just 2, and then some of that you save back for another meal. Whatever works for you is what you need to do, but I would be applying that method. I would also be applying that method to everything else that you have. However you can stretch out clothing, however you can stretch out cleaning supplies, however you can stretch out body supplies. For example, if you are big into frugality, you know as well as I do, a lot of people, when they get to the end of the little soap bar and it gets they pitch it. No, don't do that. Put it in a cup. Next time the next one gets that small, put it in the cup. Save it and make a larger bar of soap. Men can use it for shaving. There's lots of applications for that, okay? I want you to add comments in the comment section, because a lot of you out there, and this is what I love about this community, and this is why I love my mamas and papas out there. You're my mamas and my papas. A lot of you have been doing this for a long time. And let me remind you again that new faces are watching these videos and they're reading your comments, and you are mothering and you are mamaw and papawing them, whether you realize it or not. So I want you to stretch your dollars. However, you can stretch your chicken feed. We've talked about fermenting. There's a lot of different videos out there and a lot of good things about that to help stretch things for your animals. Okay, again, don't make anybody sick. Don't do anything silly, but really start practicing how to stretch anything and everything that you can. I highly recommend, I've talked about this before. I have mentioned this book before. I've done a video on this book long ago, like probably 6 or 7 years ago. I did a video on a book called the Tightwad Gazette. If you can pick up the Tightwad Gazette, I'll see if it's on Amazon. I'll put a link below if it's available. Get that book. That book is probably 30 years old now, or at least 25, and it is genius. It is all the ways to save money that you can think of, and it was way before we had the cool internet, okay? You need to have things written down. This is something else I want to stress to you, and I know a lot of you folks out there agree with me on this. You need to have hard copies of books, the Bible, multiple copies of the Bible. Anything that has to do with life direction, meaning recipes or old skills, herbalism, medicine, I don't know, homesteading, all of these life skills in books. Make sure you have a good set of different books for that, the Foxfire books, whatever. If you have recipes that you make or that you have gotten offline, print them off and or write them down. I've got a stack of recipes like this tall. Some of them are handwritten from my Nana, different things like that, copies from my great-grandmother, whatever. Get hard copies of those. In fact, I would probably try to make duplicates if you can and put them in a safe place, okay? Do that. The last thing that I want to stretch out to you, stretch it out, because I know you're going to light up the comment section. Making things stretch. Everything that you're doing, look around. Do you have to wear your contacts every day? Think about that. Do you have to use a certain body product every day? Get used to stretching things out. But getting out of the system, the most important part of this, or as important as anything else, is getting your children out of these public schools. I'm not going to go on a homeschool rant today. You know that I'm a big homeschooler. I homeschool all 3 of my boys, and they're very successful young men. You can do it, but get them out of the system. Okay? Bring your children home. Bring your family home as much as possible and start working on all of these things together. You do not have to have a full-blown conversation every day with your family on exactly why you're doing everything that you're doing. Your children are watching you, just like we watched our parents, grandparents, great-great-grandparents, and all the things that they did to save and stretch. We also learned our values and skills and morals from those people. That is who your children need to be around and learning from. That means you, mom and dad. Get them out of the school systems that are failed. They are failing. They have failed. They are done. Okay? It is up to you to educate your children and to make them productive adults going forth, because that is what we need in this new world. No one else is going to teach them but you. Get them out. Teach them. Guys, I know this is overwhelming. I know there's a lot of things going on, but these are like I said, when I get overwhelmed, And I'm trying to understand everything that's going on, just like you. So many of you out there as well. This is where we are. I come back to being prepared. I come back to running my farm. I come back to spending time with my family. I come back to spending time with my children. I come back to, okay, what can I do in my home today to make it more productive, to make it safer, to stretch meals, to plan better? It's an ongoing thing. That is where your focus should be. And I'm telling you, that's where you're going to find the most peace and value. And by all means, do not forget to pray and to thank the good, mighty God and Lord above us for everything that we have. He's giving you these opportunities right now. Okay? Regardless of what people on TV tell you, which you should turn it off. And despite what any dirty politician tells you, turn it off. You're the one in your home raising your children, trying to pay your bills. Everything is falling on you. So what works best? Bring it back home. Get out of the system. Do what Granny did. Like, subscribe, and share. We have a lot of videos coming your way. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And I just appreciate you all of the time. Y'all are awesome. Remember that. If nobody's told you that today, I'm telling you. And I love you. Guys, like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you, honey, on the next video.